Before we get started on this episode of Real Nerds Podcast, remember you can connect to the Real Nerds in many ways. You can follow us on Twitter at Real Nerds. You can go to our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can like us on Facebook. You can also call us 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con. Log on to denvercomiccon.com to buy your tickets today. Denver Comic Con is part of Pop Culture Classroom, a 3-day Mile High extravaganza at the Colorado Convention Center. This year they're focusing on the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. They have a special panel with a bunch of Star Trek vets.
They got everybody there, man.
Yeah, you can check it out. But not only that, they have several other things that you can, for if you have little ones, they have Pop Culture Classroom where kids can partake in activities, and it's a whole spot on the convention floor for just little kids.
Yeah, it's cool.
Many things at Denver Comic Con. I don't know why Brad is so against, hiding this bag from my kid.
What are you talking about? I just turned it towards him so he could get to the fries, because he's
you're
too dumb to stay in one
sack of
spot.
shit.
Oh, shit. Oh,
No, it's because you
man.
keep on moving it, so he's trying to get to the other side. You son of a bitch. My kid's not dumb.
man.
You're dumb, Brad.
Oh, hey.
That may be true, but,
Yeah.
And the show just ended.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Because Brad is some total fucking prick.
What, you
All right.
can't introduce the show without getting derailed?
Oh, no, I
I
can.
thought you were a pro.
I am a pro.
His kid's really good at derailing things.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Anyways, when we go see movies, we see them at the Alamo Drafthouse. This is what's playing at the Alamo Drafthouse this week.
Hi, Tim League here from Alamo Drafthouse, and I want to talk to you about our next Drafthouse Recommends title. This movie is called Green Room, and is by director Jeremy Saulnier, who right now probably is not a household name, but I think possibly he will be soon. He's the first director to ever have this auspicious honor to be in Drafthouse Recommends twice. So this movie stars Patrick Stewart and also has Alia Shawkat in it from Arrested Development. It's about a punk band. I'm not going to tell you too much more about it, but it's absolutely stunning. It won top honors at Fantastic Fest as the #1 audience award pick by a landslide, and I think you will find it awesome as well.
Hi, Henry.
Hi, I'm here too,
Yeah.
by the way.
I'll introduce everybody. Everybody knows everyone.
Neat.
Ryan, Brad, Henry, James.
Yay.
Yay.
Hey,
did
every episode is someone's first.
Yeah, and they're going to be like, this guy who's talking right now is awesome.
Or
Akira is playing at the Alamo Drafthouse.
You mean Akira?
Yep.
Or
I'm pretty sure
Akira?
that's said 700 times in that movie.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's a character's name.
Denver Actors Fund is Sweeney Todd.
Ooh, cool.
The beer dinner is Dazed and Confused.
Cool.
I don't know what this is, but the title is sweet. The Empire of Corpses. Science Friction is Dark City.
Awesome.
Feast is featuring Steve, Alamo's favorite film,
Cool.
Inherent Vice.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to that.
Nice. What's the feast? What are they
I have no
serving?
idea. Steve asked me to go,
Shrooms.
so I'm going.
I don't think if there's anything noteworthy that it's in that film that's food-wise. Can't really remember.
Yeah, maybe they'll serve you butthole because Joaquin Phoenix always has his finger up his butt when he's about to get attacked.
Oh, that's okay. All right.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
You guys
Oh
remember
yeah.
that?
That is a part of it.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Yep. That's
I'll
a
tell you
real
what is
thing.
good is the Hard Target Craft Dinner.
Was it?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Who was the movie good?
It is what it is and has been for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But they did chicken and shrimp jambalaya, which was
Nice.
Cool.
really tasty. So
That's right.
Yeah,
it is
those
a
feasts
New
are-
Orleans movie.
yeah,
The beer dinners are always really good.
Oh yeah.
Or the feasts, whichever they
which I
are.
didn't really drink the beers that much.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! When I did the Friday the 13th one, I didn't drink any of them.
I did Rocky IV and found one of my new favorite beers that night.
Yeah.
I was really glad, yeah. Because it forced me to drink beers that I normally wouldn't order. And it was neat.
They won't give me beer, so I'm not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well-
yeah, we got a young one here.
Hey, sorry.
The 30th anniversary of Blue Velvet.
Oh.
A Serious Man.
Ooh, I
Cool.
like that one.
The Alamo Kids Camp is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Sweet. I still need to watch that.
In a Lonely Place. Nashville with James Ellroy.
Cool.
Mad Tiger, and James's favorite film of all time, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, man. Wait, what night is Raiders?
It doesn't say.
Because I don't think I've seen that at the Alamo yet. I may have to go to that. I've seen it in theaters before, obviously, but not.
That's a great movie.
Oh, no, I saw it when they re-released it. A
Yeah.
couple years ago, I saw it there, yeah.
Every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week, we saw The Jungle Book. Should I say John Favreau's The Jungle Book?
Disney's The Jungle Book. You have to, especially this week when they retitled Jungle Book Origins to just Jungle Book, so now there are 2 Jungle Book movies this year. We do need to, like,
That was delayed till like 2018.
John Favreau's Disney's Jungle Book.
Sounds good. It's like Marvel's, Disney's The Avengers.
Exactly.
So, I'm going to bring up
Such a
our listeners up to speed. Brad rolled into my house with stuff from Freddy's.
Oh, good. He's sprinkling
And
all
he-
over the carpet.
that's fine. My dog ate it. And he was saying, there's nothing left in there. Your kid's a piece of shit. And so
He did say he was too stupid, yes.
yes. So my son has now found a bunch of French fries.
Yeah.
After you said they were gone. You asshole.
They were going to be gone because I was going to eat them all, but he would not stop stealing from me.
Good. All you gotta do is give him one.
You can never have just one, right?
So we'll also talk about movies we've been watching, movie news. Yeah, stuff that's coming out on Blu-ray.
Yep.
We like movies. Cat is so weird.
All right. What are we doing first?
I don't care.
All right. Let's do news.
In other news, the Prime Minister of Sweden visited Washington today, and my tiny little nipples went to France.
I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl.
It's the ghost of Stonewall Jackson! Everyone, it's the ghost of Stonewall Jackson!
I like a do the cha-cha. I'm sorry, we seem to be having some technical difficulties.
Oh, guys, Spider-Man is Homecoming.
I was just gonna say, do you want to start with Spider-Man or with the other big story from this week?
It's really not that. It's
No.
just the name.
Spider-Man is cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be called Homecoming, and the other thing is that, or at least the rumor is that it's going to be the Vulture.
Yeah.
And then they went and got the Birdman to play the Vulture.
Was that? Has that been confirmed? I thought it was just kind
No,
of.
it's still
he's-
rumor.
Oh, okay,
Still
cool. I
rumor.
wasn't sure.
He's circling it.
Yeah. Nice vulture joke.
Thank you.
Aha!
I try.
People are pointing out how ironic it is that his big reclaim to fame was a film about how superhero movies are stupid, and now he's starring in another superhero movie. So,
Yeah.
whatever. Gotta make money
As
somehow.
a bird.
So.
He was
Yeah.
great as the villain in the RoboCop remake.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. So.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that movie. Man.
Yeah.
Or that he was the villain. Yeah.
So,
That'll
yeah.
be fun. That'll
Yeah.
be good. I think
Should
that
be
would be
fun.
really cool.
I
for them
mean,
to
they're
do
saying
a
the best
Vulture.
part of Captain America is Spider-Man.
Well, they're saying it's a really good part.
It's probably the best
Don't
part.
get hyperbolic. It's going to be your favorite part, sure.
Is there any significance to the word homecoming in the comics? Because I don't really love Spider-Man. So I don't know.
There is one where he comes back from Secret Wars with his black costume,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, that's.
Oh man, he's
okay.
gonna get a black hot. Is he gonna have Venom in it?
God, that'd be so awesome. I still have hope that it's going to be Mysterio, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they'll go like salvage Sam Raimi's original Vulture story
yeah,
and make it, and we'll get a really good interview from him where he's like, "Holy shit, they finally figured out I was right this whole time." But so the other big news from this week was that for about 36 hours there, AMC became the devil. So. You know, I don't think we have to talk about this too much because most people either heard about it or don't care.
And then now it's over too. So it's,
And it's over, and like there's no argument here, right? So AMC came out and said like, hey, we think that we might start letting people text in theaters, and everybody online lit them on fire, and then they came back 36 hours later and were like, okay, we won't do that then.
I tweeted Alamo's response to their CEO.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you're not the only one. Like, a lot of people were really pissed off about
It's
it.
stupid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but so here's the thing: nobody's on the other side of this, like,
Yeah.
or at least nobody that I give a damn about. The real problem here is the way he said what he said, and the fact that he made this statement about how you can't tell a 22-year-old to put their phone down or turn their phone off because that's like chopping off their arm.
As a 19-year-old, you can.
Yeah, like it's such a belittling and stupid and close-minded statement that it wasn't just that he said something that nobody agreed with. It was that he put his foot in his mouth at the same time he said it. So he just looked like a complete moron.
Yeah.
I think he's like a new CEO too, and he's like, "Oh, whoops!" And his statement is pretty funny. His return statement.
Well, he's coming into this company that is probably not doing as well financially as it has been, and so they're hoping that they can like figure something out to be innovative and shake things up and be disruptive in the market, right? Which is what any CEO moving into that position is going to do. So what does he do? He looks and goes like, "Well, what's the last thing anyone would do? What if we did that?"
I don't understand movie theaters.
Yeah, exactly. And I think in other markets, there's probably not as much passion from your customer base as there is here, right? Like, there's not a lot of markets where people really feel that close to the product that they're consuming.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that people really care about. So.
Yeah.
Did you see he said they were gonna invest $2 billion into making the experience better? I was like half the Disney or the Star Wars Disney sale.
Yeah.
Like, I guess theaters aren't doing that bad.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean,
people are still seeing movies. I mean,
when you clear, $12 billion in revenue.
Oh yeah, I mean they're still a big company. It's just
you got to find ways to differentiate yourself from the others. And AMC's fine. I mean, they already have like the one at Bowles has reclining chairs. You can order drinks.
yeah. I mean, but
do
what
more stuff
they're
like that.
a lot of what they're doing is figuring out, okay, how do we build margin into this model that's outside of the movie tickets, because the movie tickets don't have any control over that, right? Which is where the whole food thing comes from, is they can make a lot of money on food. The food at an AMC theater is not great. It's okay, but it's not great.
Yeah, it's no Alamo.
No, I wouldn't get popcorn there. I don't know.
I've had like chicken fingers and stuff like that.
Brad
there
got chicken
before, and
fingers
it's all
one
right.
time, and they didn't look right.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing is designed so that 14-year-olds can run the whole company. So like all the fryers back there are things where like you dump frozen chicken in one end, and then you never see it or touch it until it dumps out the other end perfectly fried. It's those machines. So you're going to get a very specific kind of food there.
I think my son thought we were too boring. I've never seen my son just like walk away.
Yeah, he's just like,
Well, he's back, so
fuck it. Oh, all right. Well,
he need to show us this bag.
Yes.
yeah. Hey, everybody.
He
Anyway.
wants to be a little lady.
Oh,
No, I think he has
So-
finger puppets in here.
Batman.
You know why we have all these? Because my wife buys so much makeup that we have hundreds of those bags.
What, did they
I
give
was
you?
gonna say, I
Did they
thought that
give
was
you
the
free
headset
bags
bag.
when you?
It was originally.
I thought you were gonna say she got so much makeup that it was bundled with like finger puppets one time, and I was like, that's a weird
It probably
marketing
has
technique.
been.
Do they give you like free stuff when you buy a bunch of makeup?
Oh yeah, dude. That's what my wife and her mom do. They just walk up and down the makeup counters and say, "What's the free gift today?" Well, if you buy $30 worth of makeup, you get blah 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 blah.
These finger puppets.
Yes.
Weird. Batman: The Killing Joke is officially rated R. So
good.
that's
Interesting.
interesting.
I'm always torn on that story because I'm a Batgirl fan.
Well, yeah, but that's
But I was reading that they have like a 15-minute prologue with just her.
oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I think part of her story in that is pretty interesting,
It is.
even in the original book. So yeah, that'll be good. Though, I mean, really, to get an R rating, other than saying the F word twice, like, man, what is there? Is
I mean, she's sexually assaulted and paralyzed in that book, so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I
So
guess
that's PG-13.
I guess I kind of hoped they wouldn't show that. But either way, Marvel's The Defenders TV show is getting the showrunners for Daredevil, which no one is surprised by.
Yeah.
We got a picture of Scarlett Johansson from Ghost in the Shell. First of all, Brett, are you excited about a Ghost in the Shell live action film?
I mean, I'll give it a chance, but usually these things don't turn out well. So
I mean, it was the last time Dragon Ball Z, so I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
not a great
I-
track record.
I feel like that's a different kind of a wheelhouse.
That's true.
But there is the argument that Scarlett Johansson is beautiful, so
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
So, I mean-
now, there is also the argument that Scarlett Johansson's not Asian, which apparently
Nick Fury's also not black in comics, so
well, but here's
Tom
the thing.
Cruise isn't Asian either. In the
They put the effort in and
Edge
tried to
tomorrow.
make her look Asian, and it didn't work out. So
Here's the thing. If anyone is surprised by the fact that Hollywood is racist against Asians, I don't know what rock you've been living under.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't new. The difference is that people will go see a movie with Scarlett Johansson in it, and there's, like, that's the end of it.
It's also like one of the things they might be changing, like, because we don't really know much about the project right now.
Yeah.
They could be changing it to like, take place in America, and she might change her name to be a American-based name. I don't know.
Sure.
I've never seen Drugs in the Shell, so I'm not sure if that's important or not. But
But that kind of quote-unquote whitewashing is exactly what people are mad about.
Yeah.
But, again, the problem is much bigger
I'm mad
than...
that Nick Fury's not white in
Right,
the Marvel universe.
yeah, did he turn black in the comics like later? Because it isn't like the ultimate
Yes.
version
The
black.
ultimate of
Yes,
it
the
is,
ultimate
yeah.
version is, yeah.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Well, yeah,
I know.
I really don't give a shit.
It's just, for me, the conversation is much larger than, hey, we're adapting this thing from Japan and everyone should be Japanese. Like, no. How about, I want to see, why is it Ryan Reynolds that's in Criminal and not some other Asian dude whose wife is really sad when he dies? Like, how come it's much broader than that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see, to me, because I don't think this way. I don't know. Are casting people and movie people like, I don't want Asian people in this because I hate them.
It's a general,
it's a bankability.
it's a general
Well, no, I get
stigma
that. They
where.
put Scarlett Johansson in it because it's going to be a $200 million movie and they need to make their money back.
Right, and I totally agree with them. From a business standpoint, I 100% agree with casting this movie white.
Yeah.
That is not the problem. The problem is that when studios go to cast big films, they don't cast. They tend to see Asians as a very specific stereotype,
Yeah.
and as a result, those guys tend to not get some of the roles that they could or should get.
Yeah.
Like that's
So, like,
really it is. This is a
Well, if they can learn how to
deeply
see it vary,
seated.
then let me know.
I think the rest of the cast is actually like notable Asian actors. So
and I
she's
hope they
surrounded
are.
by a good supporting.
It's a deeply seated issue that's much bigger than this one movie. Is my
And
point.
overall, if you're not going to cast an Asian woman, whatever, just make a good film.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that should be the priority.
Right.
Like, so
Yeah,
I will totally forget this entire film if it's a kick-ass film. So
100%.
So
I agree. Everything's breaking.
new computer.
No. I mean, because Callan's throwing stuff all over the place.
Oh, okay. I thought it was ironic that you got a new computer and now it's breaking.
No, that part is working just fine. Hey, we got a trailer for Doctor Strange this week.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah,
You see, they whitewashed that one too.
I know
Yes.
they did.
Tilda Swinton's playing.
Yeah,
Wow.
they whitewashed with some English chick.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I don't even realize because I'm not racist at all.
Yeah.
Like really.
Yeah.
And so I don't even realize until someone says, "Hey, guess what? That was supposed to be an Asian person." Oh, okay.
Right. I mean, for me, it's not, hey, that was supposed to be an Asian person. It's more like, hey, how come I never see any Asian people? Like, that's my problem. My problem is more like, I don't know why I bring up Criminal again, but like Criminal, I'm watching Criminal, and it's this very diverse cast, except for the fact that there's not a single Asian person anywhere. And it just feels like that stigma is still very rampant. So anyway, moving on.
It looks interesting. I mean, there's that really cool effect with all the New York City moving in like different
The
places.
Inception-y kind of thing, yeah. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. I like Scott Derrickson.
Yeah. Doctor Strange, I think, could be a huge part of the MCU, too. Like, I mean, it's really the door to all their magical characters. So
Yeah. And it has James Sperry, the villain, Hannibal.
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Mads Milliken.
Yeah.
And Chiwetel Ejiofor as the sidekick. So,
Oh, Chiwetel Ejiofor.
yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Got him.
I mean, there's a little bit of news about the Star Trek TV show, but I don't think any of this is really for sure yet. There's some talk about it maybe being an anthology series and being set between the
They
OG
released
and the next gen
sweet
series.
art for the Star Trek Wrath of Khan director's cut.
Oh yeah, I
That
saw
Blu-ray
that.
looks awesome.
Man, yeah. It's funny. I've been like trying to convince. I've realized recently that my roommate Dan has never. He still hasn't seen Into Darkness, and he's never seen any of the original series movies. So I told him, I was like, you need to watch 2, 4, and 6 before you watch Into Darkness. I don't even know if that's necessarily true. Like, I don't think it's really true, but I really want to get him to watch those 3 movies.
It'd be a fun experiment to see what happens when you watch Into Darkness before Wrath of Khan. Like, does
Yeah,
do the reveals transfer?
right. Yeah.
I would say that I've seen Into Darkness without seeing any of the other Star Trek stuff.
Oh, okay.
It was fun. I liked it. I mean, like, I knew about that ending, so, like, I could kind of understand where it was going, but, like, it was fun still. I enjoyed it still.
Well, now I'm curious, like, what effect it'll have on your viewing of Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, because I still have not seen any other Star Trek films, so. It's one of those things that I know it's a series I should probably get into at some point, and just on the back burner, so.
Yeah, watch 2 and then 4 and then 6.
Cool.
Those movies are great.
In that order?
Yeah, and then 10, and then 8, and then 11, and 12.
There's 11 of them?
There's 12 of them.
There's 12 films?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And they just told you to watch 6 of the 12.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Right.
See you in 3 months.
I know I like the first one.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying don't watch the other ones. I'm saying watch them in that order, right? I mean, the first one you saw was 2. That's a pretty good
first
place
one
to
I
start.
saw was 6.
Oh, really? I thought that when we went to see Wrath of Khan that time, that was the first one.
No,
Oh,
long
okay.
before Real Nerds Podcast, I showed him
Yep.
Star Trek 6 for another commentary.
Yep.
Oh, that's weird.
And then I just watched it and I didn't comment.
And I was just like,
that's
isn't
fair.
this cool, Ryan? Isn't this cool?
I'm like, shut up! I'm trying to watch this fucking movie.
Who killed this guy, man? Cool.
Who are these people?
I am pretty sure that's news, unless I forgot something.
They got another trailer for Suicide Squad, but that was like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if you talked about that last week, so.
You know,
No,
I'm
it's-
starting to think. I was reading a lot of interview with the director, and he's saying that Batman's tied to all of them. I'm thinking they're introducing all these characters, and Batman's locking them all up.
Yeah, well,
Like
I mean,
it's going to show him like how he gets each one of them because
Yeah.
the guy who plays Killer Croc said he had scenes with Batman.
Yeah.
that's dude.
So I'm guessing that the if my son just grabbed my dick.
Now Cook can come back to that 10 years later.
What was left of it?
Yeah.
He's so excited and clapping and doesn't know why we all think this is so funny.
Yeah, that's Brad. You can drink as much of that as you want. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ingest my AIDS.
Yeah, I mean, because we see Batman in the trailer for it.
Yeah, so my guess is
Yeah.
the whole first half of the movie is Batman wrangling him up, or like, this is Killer Croc, and then they show how he was caught by Batman. And
Or like one thing that I thought, like when I first saw the trailer, so one thing I noticed that like the Batman in the trailers is a lot like thinner than like Ben Affleck's Batman.
Oh.
So like what I'm thinking is that like I think that's all like a ruse. Or I think this I'm talking about math, but like also the stuff that you see him doing in the trailer is a lot more aerobic.
Yes.
So what I'm assuming is going to happen in the trailer, or like 'cause he's like flying off, jumping off bridges, and like doing the car stuff and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like where Ben Affleck's Batman was a lot more punch kind of thing, besides the whole claw thing.
well, he had to have that,
That might be-
montage.
That might be a flashback Batman.
Well,
He
here's
was-
what I'm thinking it is. What I think it is that like even if it is a flashback Batman, what I think is that's actually Dick Grayson. I think it's actually because like I got the impression with Batman v Superman that like he's kind of not doing Batman as much.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne, and like in the comics, I'm pretty sure like Dick. Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Dick Grayson become Batman later on in the comics?
From time to time.
Yeah,
Like
or
a
like
couple years
right
ago he
before like
died,
the New
didn't he?
52 started. Like wasn't he the Batman?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't.
Right.
Is that not true?
I think it was right before the New 52, like the Batman RIP. Like
Yeah.
he took over.
Yeah.
Right.
I
And
think
so
that was pre 52.
what I'm thinking is that's actually gonna be Dick Grayson, and he's gonna be like the one that's kind of doing all the heavy hand stuff.
Man.
Well,
It might be,
I
but I
hope-
feel like there's,
I hope not.
You need a
That's-
lot of setup to explain
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
to non.
but that, I mean,
people.
I'm just talking about that's the first thing that came to mind when I saw it because I think it's weird that he's smaller than the Ben Affleck one.
I think the other thing here is that if you have a completely different director and you don't have one of those movies out yet, so that
That's
that
true.
tone is
That's
really
true,
set,
yeah.
you might bring somebody in and be like, "Hey, we're going to do some bat scenes where you're Batman." Because
Yeah.
it may not even be that you ever see Ben Affleck,
That's true.
right?
That's
It
very
might just
true.
be a dude in a suit.
I
can see
read
that.
that Ben Affleck was up there.
No, but I mean,
There's
like,
shots of him on the set.
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, like, those action scenes may not be Ben Affleck; they might be a stunt double.
I can see that.
If you're,
I can
especially
see
if you're doing like young Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
Like if you're gonna
Casey Affleck up in
CG,
there.
yeah, like if you're gonna CG the gray hairs off of his head, for like the scenes where he doesn't have a cowl on, then you might have a stunt double.
yeah.
And then you might the action for Batman might just feel different because it's not
Yeah.
Zack
That's
Snyder,
true. That's very true.
You know?
I do
Either
want to see
way-
Dick Grayson at some point though.
Either way, that sounds like a lot of Batman in a movie that I was excited about not having a whole lot of other
Yeah.
like superheroes in.
Yeah.
Like to me, the draw of that movie is like, oh, we're gonna get these fun, wacky characters together and have them have a romp. I don't in the same way that I don't want Iron Man to show up in my Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
All right.
I do. And then I'll have
Of course you do.
Tony Stark be like, "See you later, bitches," and he shoots like plasma rays at him.
That doesn't sound. What Tony Stark is that? Bitches.
That's the Tony Stark in my head.
Okay,
That's
got it.
superior.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So I think that's news.
Yeah.
What are we doing next?
Hey, this is stuff coming out on Blu-ray.
Ignition sequence start.
Whoa, DVDs. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
The Revenant is the big one for this week, which has got a 4K.
Boy.
It's got a 4K release as well. If you're one of those people,
We don't rap by
As much as I love that film, I'm probably never going to want to watch that again. So
Yeah, that's true. Like I really enjoyed watching it. I'm not sitting here like, oh man, even though this case looks awesome, I'm still not sitting here going like, oh man, I need to have this.
I mean, I'll get it or see the special features, but
Yeah, I'll get it at Tradesmart sometime. The Lady in the Van, starring Maggie Smith.
that's about a lady who lives in a van.
Isn't she
She's crazy.
isn't she drinking tea in Downton Abbey?
No, come on now.
She gets hella drunk in this
My
film,
parents saw this movie. They said it was really good, and I should check it out. So maybe you should too. Just saying.
It's a very fun British comedy.
Yeah.
She's taking
That's
care of
not
Peter Pan's kids.
fun
Ryan.
at all.
The second season of Silicon Valley is getting its Blu-ray release this week.
Really good show.
Yeah, it is. As well as it's funny because I hadn't realized it was out because I bought it on Amazon when it was still on, and I thought like, hasn't this been out for forever?
Yeah.
So I had to do some research.
That's
to make
HBO
sure.
for you.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
Considering the new season starts like next week.
Yeah, they do that on purpose. Yeah. Haven, the final series or the final season, which I didn't know.
that?
Okay, so Haven is a show that I watched a while ago because it's got Emily Rose in it, who does the voice for Elena from Uncharted.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I just want to see a show where her voice comes out of a pretty lady. Like that seems like a thing. It's very, man, it's like a Supernatural, you know. Only the quality is not even as good as Supernatural. And I'm amazed that it's had as many seasons as it's had. So anyway,
What channels it's originally on?
Sci-Fi, I think.
Because it's hard to go lower than CW. So
Yeah. Actually, what? I don't know. Anyway,
Sci-Fi sounds
I think
right.
it was on Sci-Fi. Yeah. It was of that same ilk as like Eureka. You know, like at that same era.
I remember when you did the panel for that guy?
Yeah. Hey, all right, it's been a couple of years now. I can say Eureka's not a good show.
Really?
It's not a good show. I tried so hard to like that show, and I tried to burn through a couple seasons so that I could do that guy's panel, and he's fantastic.
Oh yeah, he was great.
was it the creator of the show or like
No,
the
no.
star?
Yeah, he's the main guy.
Main guy.
Colin Ferguson.
Yeah. He was funny.
Yeah. Oh, he's fantastic. Really a sweetheart. Such a nice guy. Show is not good though. Anyway, and honestly, neither is Haven because even with Emily Rose, I didn't watch that show. I got through like a season and I was like, this is too much. There's a movie called Misconduct, which has got Josh Duhamel and Anthony Hopkins and Al Pacino in it that I've never heard of until this Blu-ray came out.
Might be a directed Blu-ray then.
50 Shades of Black.
Oh yeah.
Moving on.
Doesn't make sense. Black is the absence of color.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None is coming out this week, which I didn't know this was happening, but it did some British version of that movie or of that book. So I'll have to get that from my mom. Norm of the North, which is some shitty looking Rob Schneider animated movie where
You've seen Rob Schneider be Norm of the North. Now see Rob Schneider as the Stapler.
yeah, so here he's a polar bear, and he
You definitely
has
don't need to see it.
animal friends. Or have you seen it?
I have, unfortunately.
Oh my
in
goodness!
theaters. I paid to see this.
Wait, this movie was ever in theaters?
It was in theaters.
No, buddy.
It was the worst experience in theaters I've ever been. Because my brother begged me to take him to it, so I was like, fine. And also, Zootopia was sold out, so we had to see this.
Wait, this movie came out recently? Like as
yeah.
recent as Zootopia?
I think like Zootopia was like that was like the last week it was out. It was like opening week for Zootopia.
So yeah, so it
was like
came out in like
it was like late
March.
February that like
Okay, all right, okay. It's a terrible looking movie.
Honestly, it shouldn't have gone to theaters. How it went to theaters is shocking.
It looks like a cheap direct-to-DVD.
That's what it should be.
Kids movie. So.
And it's not like anyone famous is in it besides Rob. Rob Schneider's the biggest name in it, so I don't know how it got into theaters.
Hey! Heather Graham is in this film. Sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Peter Fonda's Ulee's Gold, which I've never seen, but Ryan bizarrely referenced 2 episodes ago, by the way, when you guys were making fun of Matthew McConaughey. Oh, no, that was last week. Yeah. When you guys were listing Matthew McConaughey movies, Ulee's Gold came up, and so, bizarrely enough, Ulee's Gold is out this week.
Wait, he has 2 films that have gold in the title?
No. Ulee's Gold is a Peter Fonda movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay, The Stuff is released by Arrow.
Tough sounding name.
This is some kind of... I believe this is some kind of horror movie where melted marshmallows attack human beings.
So the Blob?
Yeah. It's a very bizarre looking cover. But like totally worth checking out. Like if you can right now, go Google The Stuff. The film by Larry Cohen.
I got my Bride of the Reanimator limited edition's really nice from Arrow.
Yeah, the cover, it looks like it's a good set. I just don't know what the hell The Stuff is. I've never
heard of it.
I guess I could scroll down here and we could find out really quick.
It's just the stuff.
Yeah.
No explanation.
You got the white stuff.
Oh, there's no synopsis here on Amazon. So, all right, moving on. The very last thing is The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, which this has got to be a Scream Factory.
Yeah, it's a collector's edition. I have that coming.
Because it's a cool looking cover.
Are you right there, buddy? Are you right there?
Is that supposed to be a direct sequel to the 70s?
Yeah, this is the Dennis Hopper one. With some chainsaws and
Canon
some
Films,
massacres.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Oh, is it really?
Yep.
Interesting.
When Canon Films was just throwing money at Toby Hooper, he made Invaders from Mars and Life Force, and they said, please make Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And he did, and then he made it like a horror comedy, and they're like, what the fuck are you making here? They didn't appreciate it. It's a pretty good movie, though.
All right, here we go. Here's a synopsis for The Stuff.
Ooh.
A delicious, mysterious goo that oozes from the earth is marketed as the newest dessert sensation. But the tasty treat rots more than teeth when zombie-like snackers who only want to consume more of the strange substance at any cost begin infesting the world. So it really is. It's like a big marshmallowy thing.
It sounds like it's Night of the Living Stoners. So
yeah, the tagline is: "Are you eating it, or is it eating you?" There you go.
That's deep.
The Stuff. Oh man. Cool. That's this week.
We also watch movies. This is the stuff we've been watching this week.
Oh, we got movie side! This is my boomstick! I love being a turtle! You're getting your wishes, so sit down!
Great Scott! The line must be drawn here.
Damn you all to hell! And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Now you're getting nasty.
Who did not watch Animaniacs this week?
I did not.
I've watched it in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Yeah.
Because Brad posted something about it, and I was actually watching it.
This guy, actually. I'm the one
who... Did you post that?
Yeah, I was the one who...
Marathon?
I did the one last night.
No, you did the one last night. A week and a half ago when they launched it, I was the one who went out and was like, holy shit, everybody.
Yeah, I was talking about last night, James. I don't care about it a week ago.
Oh, it's just it's the reason why Brad knows it was on there. I'm just saying. I want credit.
No, I knew that.
But
fuck off.
I only had time to watch the first episode, but there's some pretty funny things in there.
Oh, man. It's so good.
Just, they're talking to the psychiatrist. I remember this episode like it was yesterday, but as they talked to the psychiatrist, she said, my name's Dot. Call me Dottie and I'll kill you. I'm like, all right. And the head of Warner Brothers, he says, we haven't made a mistake like this since Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Like, wow, this is a pretty clever little show here.
Yeah, it's so good. Man, and growing up on that show, like, so much of it went completely over my head.
Oh, yeah.
But as I got older and continued watching it, I think I knew that it was smart because, like, my parents and my older brother were constantly watching that show and thinking it was funny too. I was like, okay, so they get something that I don't get here. And then as I slowly got older, I was like, oh shit, like you start learning these things about like, oh, you learn who Jerry Lewis is, and you're like, oh, Jerry Lewis was in that thing I watched my whole life.
Oh, lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Uh-huh. Anyway.
Sweet lady.
That's great.
Yeah. I also watched a couple comic book movies, guys. I don't know if you've seen The Losers with Chris Evans and
I actually
Jeffrey
haven't.
Dean Morgan.
Is it worth seeing?
It's
He was
all
one
right.
of our
I like
episodes,
it.
I think,
Was it?
from the early days of.
No, I don't remember watching it ever. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I've never seen it. Yeah.
All right.
Red?
Keep talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I really liked it.
The Losers,
What came
yeah,
out
it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan leads a group of
Oh, it's 2009.
like CIA operatives, and when on their way there, trouble happens, and they have to pretend like they're dead, and they have to like clear their name. And Jason Patrick's a bad guy, and Zoe Zadina is in it,
Zadenya.
and she pulling their legs. Who's double crossing who in this movie?
Yeah.
And it's
And
pretty
then
fun.
The answer is the most obvious one.
Absolutely. The movie's pretty fun. Like it's pretty light. Like it doesn't really break too much ground.
I think I remember the ending, the action ending being fun.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun film. It just
Yeah, like I don't know. Like there's nothing really inherently wrong with the film.
well, the only thing inherently
just-
wrong with the film that I saw is that it clearly sets up a sequel, and
Yeah.
we're never going to get
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Like,
It ends in a shipping yard, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's fun.
Wait, like A-Team
Yeah.
ends in a shipping yard? Oh.
And there's a lot of great actors in it though. Like Idris Elba's in it too. Man, he's great this week. But yeah, I mean it's fun. It's basically like a witty teen movie. I don't know how to describe it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Undercover guys.
it's
Better than R.I.P.D.
Yes.
it's hard to be worse than RIPD. It was like the last Chris Evans film where he played a smartass before he became Captain America and
Yeah.
played only noble people out. So
Yeah, he. I mean, Chris Evans is really good in it, though.
oh yeah,
But there's a funny part where he's trying to steal stuff from a company, and he's trying to hit on the girl at the same time. I think he says his name is Zippy or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. It's all right. I also watched Red, and Red's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the part where John Malkovich, they throw a grenade at him, and he hits it back at him like a baseball bat, and the dude blows up. Yeah, I mean, Bruce Willis plays, Red stands for retired and extremely dangerous. So Bruce Willis is an old CIA operative who is targeted by some unknown person for death, and the rest of his team is also targeted. So it's Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren,
Keith Urban.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
Is like the guy who's hunting him.
Keith Urban plays the music in the background.
Yes. The movie's pretty fun. Like,
Yeah.
And
I feel like the retired and extremely dangerous is the dumbest joke in the movie,
yeah.
right? Like everything else is at least above that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's, I had fun watching it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not, again, it's a lot like The Losers to me, where they're fun movies, but there's nothing like super great about them.
Yeah.
They're just there.
It does feel like Bruce Willis is having fun in that movie.
Yeah.
Which isn't always true anymore.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that at least he's enjoying what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he looks like he's just a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, it's pretty fun. It's better than The Losers. I think it's better made. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah. And the first one's better than the sequel.
I also watched The Benchwarmers, starring Rob Schneider and David Spade.
Okay.
And the
That's a
Napoleon
superhero
Dynamite
movie?
guy.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty funny. Like, it's not, again, I watch all these movies this week. They're like, meh. But I laugh. So they play these guys where all three of them team up to beat a bunch of Little League baseball kids because they get tired of being picked on. And it's weird because Rob Schneider plays like the straight guy in it, so he doesn't really have any jokes. And he's just the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, David Spade's really funny in it.
Does he even once say to his team, "You can do it"?
No. He doesn't like have any jokes in the movie, really. It's really weird. Because, I always expect Rob Schneider to be, that guy.
Yeah.
My favorite joke in it is John Heder, who is Napoleon Dynamite guy. He can't ever hang on to the bat. So there's this montage of him like letting go of the bat, and it's hitting, hot dog vendors and people in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And then he throws it and he hits a tree, and like these 3 squirrels fall and die out of the tree. And it just made me laugh. And it has like weird jokes in it where there's a butler who can make them any sandwich they want. I don't know, it's weird, but still funny. Like it's fun. I watched John Carpenter's Village of the Damned, which
all right.
You can tell that John Carpenter didn't want to make the movie because it's really, really uninspired. But Christopher Reeve is really good in it as a doctor who is trying to figure out why everybody blacked out and why the women in town are all pregnant at the same time and they all give birth at the same time. Of course, they give birth to little demon kids that stare at you and make you kill yourself. But there are some great gags in it. So when the alien ship goes over and everybody blacks out, and there's also funny lines. So they're going up like, hey, man, I hope he doesn't burn the hot dogs again. He's so bad at cooking hot dogs. So the ship goes over and everybody passes out for a certain amount of time. And when they wake up, that dude is passed out on the grill and he's all like burnt to crisp and everything. Yeah, that's a funny joke. Yeah, I mean, the movie's okay. Chris Reeve's really good in it. But you can tell that John Carpenter did not want to make that movie.
Yeah.
Really?
He didn't have very much passion behind it. And they kind of forced him to make it. If you watch the special features, he wanted to make Creature from the Black Lagoon. And they said, no, you need to make Village of the Damned. And
But
he was like
remake Creature from Black Lagoon?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That would have
he was under contract with Universal. And so they said, no, you need to make Village of the Damned. If you make Village of the Damned, then you can make your Creature from the Black Lagoon. And Village of the Damned didn't do very well, so
he did not
get to make his Creature from the Black Lagoon.
That sounds so much better, though.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
I think Creature from the Black Lagoon is a better source material as well.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for someone like John Carpenter. So.
Yeah, like his idea of the creature would be amazing.
And there is some parts in it that are pretty effective. I mean, he obviously does the music, and the music's pretty good in it. I don't know, it's something about kids just staring at you, making them kill each other. It's like, meh. What are you worried he's going to do something?
Are you going to pull your Wii controller off the shelf?
Whatever, it's fallen like 18 times. It's all right.
Oh, God.
Unstoppable. What?
You get to a point, Brad, where it just doesn't matter anymore. Like, unless he shoots somebody or stabs himself, I'm like, whatever. It's like...
It fell regardless of you trying to go over to him. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure you're the one that knocked it down. So
it's like, hey, I'm not getting all the attention. Let me find ways to...
Yeah, that's what a kid is, dude. So, yeah, it's all right. Scream Factory obviously made a special edition of it, so it has lots of cool... Like, the makings of it are always really nice. And the last thing I watched is this film called Pieces. And it's like a chainsaw massacre movie from, like, the 80s. And it's a joint Spain and United States production. So it's like the old Godzillas where you'd have people speaking English, and then you have overdubs of people speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Speaking English is really weird, but it's like super gruesome. The story is this kid in the 40s. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
He's so helpless.
This kid in the 40s is
no matter what I do
putting together a nudie like puzzle of this naked woman.
Yeah.
And his mom walks in and, what are you doing? And he like chops his mom's head off with a axe. And then when the police come in, he says, oh, someone killed my mom. Flash forward 40 years to 1982. And
so implying that no one ever figured out that
that the kid killed her. And
what about the prints on the axe?
Fingerprint
the fact that he's the only person there.
New.
I mean, they figured out Lizzie Borden did it. Like,
did they?
Oh, I guess you're right. Never mind.
Yeah. Anyways, so it takes place on this new college campus, and this movie has an absurd amount of nudity. Any chance there is for like women to get naked, they're naked. The gore is like so over the top; it's pretty awesome. And then as you find out through, I'm going to spoil this movie for you guys. So as you go,
oh no,
throughout the film, you find out that he's like chopping people up because he's building the woman from the puzzle at the beginning. So like
pieces.
Yeah, so he'll like, oh, this woman has the nicest legs. So there's a scene where he literally takes a chainsaw and saws a woman in half and takes her legs, and it's pretty gruesome.
Wait, so does it only take like 3 pieces?
No.
Like, this one's head, this one's torso,
arms,
this one's
boobs.
I think Lionsgate should sue because that's the original Jigsaw killer.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go. And then at the end, you find out that it's like the dean of the college, and they go and they stop him, and they like push his bookcase, and it spins around, and there's like a Frankenstein woman there with like all the pieces on her. and she falls on the kid. He's like, "Ah, ah, ah." And you think it's over, guys. But the cop is talking to the boy, and like the body is laying there, and there's a sheet over it. And the end of the movie is the arm reaches up and grabs his cock and like squeezes it so hard that blood flies everywhere. That's the end of the movie.
Wait, because I was just gonna ask. Wait, so is the lady alive? Like,
I
was he
guess
trying to
so.
keep? But so you think she's dead until the last shot?
Yeah.
And then the last shot,
It's
like
her
the
grabbing
arm
that
comes
dude's
alive.
dick and like squeezing it so
Yeah.
hard blood goes
And
everywhere.
Oh, is it a freeze frame? Please, please, a freeze frame. Oh yes.
Like it starts going. You see like the claw marks go down, and then it just stops there, and there's blood everywhere.
So he successfully reanimated a corpse.
I guess. But my favorite part
dick squeezer
is so they have this cop go undercover as the tennis instructor, and she's walking like late at night through the college campus, and all of a sudden this Asian dude pops up and starts like doing karate on her.
Oh, okay, yeah, not racist.
Wait, it gets even funnier. So he's like kicking her, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And she grabs her gun, and he kicks a gun out of her hand, and then like the main student guy, cool buddy, comes up and he says, "Oh, hey, Professor Lee, this is my kung fu instructor. Oh, I almost got her," and he like leaves.
What?
It is so absurd. The movie is so absurd that it's really entertaining.
Oh man.
Yep. So, see, if you go to this college, guys, there's a kung fu instructor that just randomly harasses women as they're walking at night.
So I missed the beginning of this because I was wrestling your kid. Is this a? I can't. I'm laughing at it right now. Sorry. Is this an Arrow or a Screen Factory
This
release?
is not. This is neither. It's called Grindhouse.
Oh, okay.
And they actually make. I'll show it to you. They actually make really cool ones too. They always come with booklets. This one comes with the soundtrack if you really want it. It's
Cool.
like 3 discs.
Very cool.
Yeah. If you dig hard enough, you can find some really great offshoot horror Blu-rays.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yep. That's what I watched. Yeah, you guys top getting your dick ripped off by a reanimated corpse.
I can't. Oh. Brady, you going next?
Sure.
Cool.
Mine's short. I
Thank God.
Yep. Accurate. Factually accurate. Ryan lent me Forsaken.
Oh, nice.
And
oh, cool.
It's pretty good. It's really short.
It is.
And pretty simple. Yeah. Kiefer Sutherland rolls into town. He used to be a Civil War. I forget which side, north or south.
I don't think they say.
Yeah. Anyway, he went to go fight, and he came back an expert killer, and his family kind of disowned him, especially since he didn't come back right away. He went to go deal with his skills, and then left his town behind. So he comes back, finds out his mom's dead, and then his father, who's a preacher and played by his actual real life dad, Donald Sutherland, they get into it. Why haven't you been home for 10 years? Your mom's dead. And meanwhile, the town is being terrorized by
El Guapo.
Al Swearingen Light, I'd say. Brian Cox. He's the whole time. I'm just they're trying to do Al Swearingen from Deadwood.
Yeah.
But not as horrific. So they're just either buying people off their land or just murdering the people who don't pay to sell their land. And then Kiefer Sutherland doesn't like that, so he takes them on.
Yep, it's awesome.
End of story. Yeah. And during the last shootout, there's that one guy who's like the hired gun for Brian Cox, and you think they're gonna fight. And I was like, why doesn't he just go shoot Brian Cox?
Yeah,
so he doesn't have to fight him, and he totally does that.
It's like, now you're unemployed.
Yep.
No, it's a simple Western, but that's why I really liked it because I think it's 82 minutes.
Yeah.
And he literally goes to town. Nobody likes him. He tries to bend with his father. Then he gets pissed off and goes and kills a bunch of bad guys.
Yeah, when the bad guys rough up his dad.
Yep.
Actually, they stab him.
Yep.
It's pretty hardcore.
But who's the dude who plays like the fancy gunman? He's a really good actor.
Yeah, so a lot of the people that are in that movie are big characters on 24. So Demi Moore's husband is Michael Amador, I think from season 3.
Yep.
And then,
well, the director is John Cassar.
Yeah. And then the special hired gunman is he's in season, the last one, the Live Another Day. He's the what's the Julian Assange type character?
Oh, that's right.
that
Yeah,
Chloe's working for.
that's right. He's
Yeah.
like, he's the
I
hacker
forget his character's
guy.
name. Yeah, hacker guy. So,
But yeah, that's a cool scene.
mhm.
You know, we don't have to do this. I'm employed. He goes and shoots him.
And then I watched all of Daredevil season 2,
Nice.
Cool.
which is fantastic.
How about how many ninjas there are?
The only
There's
part,
just so many ninjas.
yeah, I was actually surprised how little there were in the very, very end on the rooftop after they build up like we're not gonna be able, like we're so outnumbered, it's impossible, we're probably gonna die. And there's maybe 6 or 8.
Hey, but
Which
you
is
couldn't
probably-
fight 8 ninjas.
There's probably fewer than were in the sewer system that they fought, but anytime the Punisher gets involved, it's awesome.
Yeah.
The Elektra thing, I was a little like meh, but
Oh yeah.
especially since as soon as he shows up, she's like, I want nothing, or he's like, I want nothing to do with you. And then like 2 episodes later, he's ready to like commit his life to her. But other than that, it was awesome.
Yeah.
They talked about what like the Defenders' main villain is going to be.
No, they haven't really said anything about the Defenders.
Yeah. I imagine we'll get more
Thanos.
information like after
It's always Thanos.
like Luke Cage and
Yeah.
I'm assuming Iron Fist is going to be kind of like the
Thanos is gonna
Thor
kill them all
of
before the Avengers.
Defenders.
That's how
it's like his
is.
story might kind of bleed into Defenders.
Yeah, I mean they're filming the Defenders this fall.
Yeah,
Luke Cage we're supposed to get this year.
I think November.
So Defenders we're supposed to get probably next time this time next year.
Uh-huh.
I don't know when Iron Fist is going to fit into that because they
Yeah.
haven't really gotten the.
That's true.
Like, I don't know that Iron Fist can be made before it.
Yeah, because I could have sworn they said like Iron Fist was supposed to come out before Defenders, but I mean,
It was supposed to, but it's taken them years to get it off the ground.
Yeah.
At this point, it may be that like you introduce him in the Defenders and then
I can see that.
spin him off his own
Yeah.
show, and then you replace him because originally Luke Cage wasn't supposed to have his own show.
Oh, really? I never read that.
No, originally it was just Jessica. It was just the three.
Those three.
And then like he was going to be in Jessica Jones, but I think they liked him enough that they spun him off right away. And so it may just be that they're like, okay, well we'll just fill his role with Luke Cage for a while and then introduce him in that season, which is fine. But no, I have no clue what it is. I mean, it should be Fisk because you just did a second season of Daredevil without Fisk in it, and if like Fisk is the thing that everyone loves.
Yeah,
in season 2.
Yeah, but he's not the main villain. He's in an episode of season 2, right? So like setting it up for a big fight with Fisk with all these guys, like having him have this big evil plan would be really cool. And then he should also show up in the Spider-Man movie.
That'd be sweet.
Because hell yeah.
And he hires Alistair Smythe.
Yeah. I love
And he
that.
talks like he does in the cartoon. Alistair Smythe.
No, I'm fine with him just being the Daredevil Wilson Fisk because it's so good. Anyway,
I just really hope that the second season of Defenders, or at least the second phase of the Defenders shows, I hope they do Shadowlands. I think Shadowlands could be a really cool arc for them. So
yeah, we'll see. I mean, they've done a really good job so far.
that's true.
I mean, it's crazy to me, and I don't know, Brad, how you feel, but like season 2 of Daredevil feels like a cartoon show. Like the plot there, a lot of the stuff that's happening is what I would expect to happen in like a Daredevil cartoon show, and yet it's a live action real drama show. Right?
Yeah.
Like there's more of the actual character in there, but like if you just strip it away to its plot of like, oh, there's this guy and he's got this, they're fighting this magical clan of heart-stopping ninjas.
Yeah.
And there's this woman who, you know, has all these magical powers, and it's over
And
the
one
top
of them
and
can
crazy.
just revive himself.
Right? Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a guy who can't die. Like
Yeah.
it's insane.
Unless you cut his head off.
Wait, Ra's al Ghul's in this?
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find that kind of charming that they figured out a way to make me really enjoy that as like a
I know, he's
dramatic
really
show.
cute.
He's pretty good. So anyway,
Yeah, still really good.
yeah.
That stairwell scene is awesome.
Even watching the stairwell scene, I'm like, oh, this is your version of the hallway scene from the last
Yeah.
season.
Well, they took care of it. It's episode 3, so I
Uh-huh.
think it's a good like. Yeah, we can do that again.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna spend the rest of the season not copying stuff we've already did.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
It's
dude,
good. I like that.
The chain that's like very feels so much like the whip, where he keeps like, you know,
Oh,
he
yeah.
keeps swinging the chain into the lights. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, that fight scene is so cool.
I really like the Ben Affleck Daredevil more.
You're the devil. Oh man, cool.
Yeah, and then the last thing I finished The Simpsons season. At season 10, because I don't have any. I don't own any more seasons. But
Yeah, right.
I picked up season 20 at Tradesmart for $7.99.
Nice.
I don't know if it's any good, but I don't remember seeing a single episode. But what are you gonna do? It's $7.99. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched a new episode since like season 13 or something. So.
Do you have cable?
No.
No. Okay, I was gonna say if you have cable, you can watch it online. So
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing recently. So
I tried doing that, and like you have to have a certain version.
Yeah, I have to have a certain-
Xfinity is so shitty.
yeah.
Like Comcast treats their customers like garbage.
Yeah.
And so I can't log into it for whatever reason because of the way they build their contracts. It's so dumb. Anyway.
Yeah, and I've been listening to the commentary, and throughout the whole experience, what I've taken away from is John Swartzwelder is the reclusive mastermind behind a lot of what has made those first 10 seasons, like the really obscure, weird jokes.
Oh yeah.
Came from him. So
Huh.
if you want to give, like, obviously the whole staff's did a great job making that series, but in each commentary, they're always like praising. There's a John Swartzwelder joke, like, you know, stuff like squirrels falling out of trees, like that kind of weird, random stuff you can attribute to him.
That's funny.
Yeah, so
Cool.
it's informative, fun ride.
Good. Henry?
All right. I've been watching a lot of 70s and 60s horror films.
Nice.
You
all right?
Oh, I heard that. What did you do? Are you okay?
I was realizing that I didn't talk about Hard Target, and then I flipped my hand up, and it just cut on the mic stand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Eh. So I get for not remembering to talk about Hard Target.
That's what you get for wanting to talk about Hard Target.
Yeah.
You can talk about it right now if you want. I can hold off.
Keep talking. I gotta remember what I was gonna say.
Okay. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of 60s, 70s horror films.
Nice.
Ironically, before you tweeted it out, I watched Village of the Damned, the 60s version of it.
Did you?
Yeah. How long is the John Carpenter version?
90 minutes?
Yeah. Because the original version is only like 75 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like the original version. I think it's a pretty good, for 60s horror, it's pretty good. I think you could do a lot more with it if you don't include the whole everyone just kills himself, because that doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The part I like about it is the part leading up to the birth, which I mean, like, I don't know if it's in the, because I haven't seen the John Carpenter version, but like one of the main arcs of the original version is that like some of the people in the village are virgins, and how do they deal with virgin birth and that kind of thing. So,
yeah, there's one lady in it who's a virgin, and Mark Hamill plays the priest in it, and she's pregnant and she doesn't understand how, and there's actually this really great scene with them. I forgot to mention that part. Where she's confused because she doesn't understand how she's pregnant, and she just, goes to Mark Hamill to figure it out.
Yeah. There's a similar scene in the 60s version. But yeah, I think, like, if you were to give it to someone who actually wanted to do it, I feel like it could be a cool remake, and if they changed the ending where it's just, everyone just kills himself, because it's really, you just have quiet kids. It's really not all that weird.
I know. Yeah, in the Carpenter version, it's the town people kill themselves, but
yeah.
I mean, I won't spoil the ending in the Carpenter one because it's readily available, but I mean, it's good. Chris Reeve's good in it.
Yeah. You remember Hard Target?
I'll just say it was awesome.
Cool.
Like watching it at home, because I've already talked about it before, probably when I was doing my JCD.
Is that a John
one,
Woo
but
movie?
It's a John Woo movie.
How many doves?
2? I think 2. Definitely 1.
Your son's an asshole.
I know.
He's like doing it on purpose now.
Of course he does.
I'm sorry.
When I was vacuuming yesterday, he would just keep on stepping on the cord.
Turn on the Wii controller.
Oh, I mean, nobody at home can see this, but like...
You can play a game. Oh, here he comes again.
Here, bring me the Wii. Oh, what is it? Oh, it's Yoshi.
Sorry,
but it's
Brett.
better watching in the theater than at home on Blu-ray. So
okay.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Way more entertaining, because at home it's like, oh, this is cheesy as hell. But when the sound is going, all the explosions are going crazy. You forget, and then the audience is laughing at all the stupid stuff in it.
Yeah.
Was that
much more
like?
fun?
Did a lot of people attend it?
Well, they had a limited 30 seats, so that was like the max that could attend it. And even though 5 people bought seats, because I took the very front row to be away from everybody. And then when I showed up, I noticed someone had taken 5 right left of me.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I'm moving down 2.
Yeah.
And then those people
also moved down too?
No, they never showed up.
Oh.
It's like, yeah, I didn't have to watch the movie off kilter.
Why would you buy 5 tickets?
Well, as a group, and then not show up.
It seems like that's a huge waste of money.
Yeah, I mean, there was one woman there, but
yeah.
Weird. I guess her whole group stiffed him.
I've always heard that Hard Target fans are very fickle. They're
Like,
very
I
inconsistent.
don't want these 3 beers.
Yeah.
Well, you're not getting a refund. Well, whatever.
I think the only time I've bought like a ticket for like an Alamo show and then still have not gone is it was like a midnight screening of like a Mile High Horror Fest, and I just like I couldn't go to a midnight showing of something. So
Yeah.
You can still get a refund, though, right?
Oh,
can
yeah.
you do that?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I mean, we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't say that on the internet.
That's true.
Well, I think
You really like try to be nice about it, but
Yeah.
they'll be nice with you as long as you have a real reason.
they'll at least
please don't
schedule it.
please don't abuse that rule. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure they'll at least change the day.
they've always changed
Go.
it for me when I have a problem.
Yeah.
But I try to avoid it as much as possible and not abuse it.
All right.
Cool.
Back to you.
All right, cool. Another 70s horror film I watched is called The Human Experiments. Have any of you seen that?
No.
It's horrible. Basically, the storyline, there's this like kind of like singer who just goes from bar to bar singing songs or whatever. And then she's about to get paid by this person who's like the bar owner. And he's like, I'm going to pay you $5. And she's like, can you pay me a little bit more than that? He says no. And he says, please. And then she says, please. And then he tries to kill her. So she leaves. And then that guy frames her for murder. So she goes to prison. And then prison's horrible. And then, and so it becomes like a woman in prison kind of exploitation film. But then I guess the filmmakers got bored of that. So like in the last 20 minutes of the film, she becomes an assassin for the government. I don't understand what happens. It was just a very brief, like abrupt, like, and now you're an assassin. And so
Clearly, that's the human experiment.
apparently, yeah, and like it's weird because like they never experimented on her. There's one scene where she tries to escape. She goes like kind of below. Bugs get on her, and now she's a mind controlled assassin. So I don't know what happened in the film that led to this point.
Maybe you, as the viewer, are the human experiment.
Maybe just being a human, man.
Maybe it's into a
is an
90-minute film of this whole league of horrible filmmaking. Maybe that's the true experiment.
Yeah. Will you sit through this movie? That's a human experiment.
Apparently, I failed. So, and then I saw Striptease. Have any of you guys seen that film?
No.
Oh, you don't need to. It's one of the worst films.
Yeah, I've heard enough about striptease that
It doesn't even make sense, like because like the storyline is she's a like secretary for the CIA, and she gets fired from the CIA because her boyfriend defects to Russia, which they never really talk about ever again.
okay.
And this is in the 90s, which Russia was not that big of a deal for us.
Right. Yeah.
And so she gets fired, and it opens in like the first scene is like Kramer versus Kramer type scene where they're trying to do a custody battle over their children, and the judge thinks the guy who's going to Russia to work for the Russian government is better suited for their kid than Demi Moore, who's just now jobless. And so then that's why she becomes a stripper, which doesn't make sense either. I'd imagine if you were a secretary for the CIA, you could at least get some other job besides stripping, but they act like this is her only option.
Yeah.
The judge is like, well, he'll have a job in Russia, and the exchange rate is he'll be making a lot more dollars.
Yeah.
So
but
he's
even then,
clearly more
they establish that
better
he's
option.
moving to Russia in the beginning, and then he never goes to Russia. He lives in Florida after that. So I don't understand. And so then, like, as she's a stripper, this creepy guy it's like cartoonish how creepy he is. He's like, I'll help you get your daughter back. And she's like, cool. And so then Burt Reynolds is in the film. I didn't know he was in this film, but he is, as this high-pitched, like, Southern guy who's a, like, governor, I think. And he's like, well, we're going to blackmail him because I have photos of him at the strip club. And then he'll give you your daughter back or something like that. Like, he'll, like, make it so that happens. And so then it cuts to Burt Reynolds and his, like I guess his secretary.
So Burt Reynolds has photos of her ex-husband at the strip club.
The lawyer who's trying to help her get the kids back has photos of Burt Reynolds at the strip club. This is a senator. They don't want those photos getting out.
Oh, okay. All right.
And so, like, Burt Reynolds' assistant's like, hey, all we have to do is give this daughter her child back, and then he's not going to release these photos. And so Burt Reynolds is like, let's just kill them both. And then the rest of the film is them trying to kill Demi Moore and this other guy because she wants her kid back.
So why is there stripping?
Because it was the 90s, and it was an excuse to get Demi Moore, like, naked.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
And to be fair, it might have all made sense. I stopped watching with 20 minutes left when they hired a snake to kill someone. So that was when I was done.
This is really important. How do they pay the snake?
I don't know. There's like, we have this snake. We're going to send it in to kill Demi Moore. The snake accidentally kills a different stripper.
It's more like they rent the snake. They don't
Pretty
hire
much,
the
yeah.
snake.
They don't hire the snake.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure.
But once they get a snake hitman, I was done.
See, that's when I'm in. That's the movie I want to see.
Yeah, but that's after an hour and like 20 minutes
Snake
too.
Hitman.
So.
Oh yeah, sure, that's true. All right.
So yeah, and so then there was that, and then I watched Batman v Superman again because I wanted to see like I remember I liked Man of Steel more after the second viewing, and I do like Batman v Superman more after the second viewing. I like Jesse Eisenberg a lot more as Lex Luthor. Yeah, I think I like it more than Man of Steel. I still think it has its problems, but I do think it does not deserve 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's like, if I would put it somewhere, I'd probably put like 50-60%.
Sure.
I think the biggest issue for me is that I just never clicked for me. Like, I just never really fully connected with the characters. So, but I don't know. I'm still looking forward to Justice League whenever they make that. I think it'll be fun. And I'm still definitely looking forward to Suicide Squad, which I think looks amazing. So,
cool.
It'll be interesting to see how, like, the Suicide Squad ends up doing, because my personal opinion of the comics, at least, is I'm a lot more interested in like the side stories that are not as popular than the main storyline. And if that's how it works out with like Suicide Squad, I think it'll be an interesting dynamic. So
yeah, just keep making a whole bunch of movies where like Batman's in the background.
Yeah,
and yeah,
or if they just make a lot of like side stories, like if they do like I don't know, like a Birds of Prey kind of movie, or if they do like
that would be cool.
All of the movies about like the characters we don't know about the DC comics, and then they just have like Zack Snyder do all the main storyline comics that I'm just not going to watch, and it'll be great. I think I'll really enjoy it. So
yeah, no, that sounds fantastic. Cool.
But yeah, that's what I've been watching.
Awesome. I've got a couple things. I went and saw Criminal yesterday, which is the movie starring Kevin Costner and Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot and Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Oldman. It's got a great cast. Alice Eve is in it. Anyway, so Criminal starts off, and it's basically like this really cool, like, you know, 2 steps down from a Jason Bourne kind of movie where Ryan Reynolds is running around and he's getting like followed by these people, and you don't know what's going on or you know, but he's like doing all this cool spy stuff to lose his phone, and like gets on a bus and then gets off the bus really quick, you know, just barely dodging these guys, and gets in a taxi and gets the taxi to take him places, and then he ends up getting caught. There's this hacker who's following him the whole time, who ends up like getting him into this corner where they catch him and then they torture him and they kill him. But that whole sequence, you're like, this is really awesome. Like, this is a really cool, you know, it's like it's better than the last Jack Ryan movie, you know, the Shadow Recruit movie. I was really into it. And through that, I had forgotten that I was in a movie where they were going to take one person's brain and put it in another person. So the story of Criminal is that Ryan Reynolds gets killed, and they go and Tommy Lee Jones is this crazy scientist, and Gary Oldman is like in charge of the CIA or something. And his team actually does a really poor job of keeping track of Ryan Reynolds during that first sequence. Like, they're always a step behind, which is unfortunate. But, so they go get Tommy Lee Jones, who's this brain surgeon who has this experimental thing where he's going to take the memories of Ryan Reynolds and put him into this guy named Jericho, who's played by Kevin Costner. And Jericho, like, he got thrown out of a car when he was 8 years old or whatever, so his frontal lobe never developed properly, so he doesn't feel anything. Like he doesn't have emotions. He doesn't understand right from wrong, and but they put all these memories into him, and at first it doesn't work. Like, at first he doesn't remember anything, but it starts to come back because when Ryan Reynolds died, he'd been helping this guy who has this dangerous, you know, internet hacker thing that he built or whatever, and Ryan Reynolds had hid him in some kind of safe house, and nobody else knows where he is. So they need Kevin Costner to remember Ryan Reynolds' memories so that they can go find this guy named the Dutchman. But what happens is that he doesn't remember it, so the CIA just basically lets him go. Well, they're gonna like kill him, and then he escapes. And so instead, he runs around and at first he's like robbing people, and then he like has a memory of Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds' family, and he goes to the house, and you think like he's going to kill this woman or rape her or something, but then as the memories start to flood back, like he starts gaining empathy. And what's interesting is, like, I went into this movie knowing like, oh, okay, this is going to be some dumb over the top action movie, and it's actually a lot smarter and a lot better than I expected. There's a whole level of like, I told you before we started, there's like a Flowers for Algernon thing going on here where as he starts to remember Ryan Reynolds' life, he starts to have all these emotions, and he spends a little time with Gal Gadot's character, and he actually sort of like he starts to realize what's wrong with him, and he gets there's this really sort of melancholy thing where he realizes like, man, I've kind of been shitty my whole life, and I didn't know what it actually felt like to connect with people. Yeah. And so having these bits of Ryan Reynolds' life in his mind, he's like, oh, like this is what life is supposed to be like. But the sad thing is that whatever they did is not going to stay forever. Mm-hmm. So there's this part of him where he's like, man, I've got to sort of make the most of this and be a good person while I have this window, because I'm going to revert back to who I was. And then he goes and he like kicks the shit out of some dudes, and there's some car chases, and but there's a lot more of that downtime and more like him exploring his brain than I would have expected. It's not amazing. There's some really corny stuff, especially near the end, where like he outsmarts the bad guy. Spoilers, but duh. Yeah. He outsmarts the bad guy, but like we all know how he did it, but they make him explain it before it happens. So like it's kind of, there's this long piece of exposition where I'm like, no, I know, like just have the thing blow up and it'll be okay. Like you can just move on. I get it. And then, but he's there like explain. I did this and I did that. And, yeah, I get it. Yeah. But there's stuff like that where it's just like, for actually being a fairly short movie, there's still some fat on the bones. But I thought it was a lot of fun. I definitely would recommend that you rent it if you wanted a fun, dumb spy action movie. It's the best movie Kevin Costner's been in this year. So I think that's pretty good.
Is that an under your breath insult to Batman v Superman?
Yes.
Because what other films is Kevin Costner in this year?
So I also I rewatched Confessions of a Dangerous Mind this week, which I hadn't seen in a while. I got it at Tradesmart a long time ago because I really wanted to watch it again.
That's the Sam Rockwell one.
Yeah. So this is it's based on the memoirs of Chuck Barris.
Yeah.
Who was a film producer or a television producer, and he made The Dating Game and The Gong Show.
He made a whole bunch of like those kinds of like, game shows.
And the Newlywed Show.
Yeah.
So he created those shows, but in his memoirs he talks about the fact that during that time he was also recruited by the CIA to kill people.
Yeah, he was like as a hitman.
Yeah, so
which many people say is a complete lie. So.
Right. So, but in his memoirs, he swears up and down that this is true.
Yeah.
So this is a film. It's written by Charlie Kaufman, directed by George Clooney.
I didn't know it was written by Charlie Kaufman. Wow. I didn't know
that. And it basically is the telling of Chuck Barris's life, assuming that everything he said is true.
Yeah.
And it's really great. I hadn't seen it in a while. It's interesting because this is the first movie that George Clooney directed, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty positive it is.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's a lot more showy than his later films are.
Yeah.
And part of that is because it's a Charlie Kaufman script.
Yeah.
But there's some weird stuff in there. But it feels kind of like, if you were an actor and you were going to direct your first film, you'd take all the stuff that you really love and cram it into that film.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like 70s noir shots and that kind of stuff. It's just, but it's a cool film. Both Sam Rockwell and Drew Barrymore are fantastic.
Yeah.
And I mean the scenes where the two of them are together, like the Scrabble scene, it's just brilliant.
Yeah.
Like the two of them are. I never really appreciated. In most things, I don't really appreciate Drew Barrymore that much. Yeah. But in this movie, she's pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
She's amazing in E.T.
I knew that's where you were going. So yeah,
I figure I haven't said anything in like 20 minutes.
It's okay. That's all right. Yeah. And then the very last thing is that I did finish Orange is the New Black. Which is the Netflix show about women in prison.
You finished season 3?
Scissor me timbers.
So I did finish season 3. That show, I really like that show. It's interesting because when it starts, so it tells the story of this woman named something Piper Chapman. Yeah. And she goes to jail because of something she did when, like 10 years earlier, or 9 years earlier. It's just barely still.
It's not really powered for life anymore, but it's coming back to haunt her. So.
Yeah, so like basically when she was in college, she had helped this drug
break the law,
cartel.
guys.
Yeah, she had helped this drug cartel, and 9 years later, she goes to jail for it for 18 months.
Yeah.
And she's this very like, not necessarily straight and narrow, but she's a normal, generally good person.
Like in like the first episode, it looks like she and her husband are going towards like white picket fence kind of life.
Exactly. And her husband is Jason Biggs. And I remember, so Ryan's wife Laura told me to watch a show, and I remember texting her as soon as I finished the first episode, and I was like, "Oh man, if they screw up Jason Biggs, or they like go make him have an affair while she's in jail or whatever,
he's a pie fucker.
I'm going to really hate this show because they." Especially early on, they make him into this like Dan Connor-esque, like super lovable fiance. And so it starts off on I'm so rooting for them, or at least for him, for that stuff, for that all to keep working. And what ends up happening is like a very watered down version of Breaking Bad, where like over time, she slowly, like, you just start seeing everything that's actually wrong. Like, her being in prison magnifies all of the things that are sort of wrong with her. Which, is its own statement of probably what prison actually is. One of the things that keeps bothering me about the show is that it's a pretty low security prison. And every episode they do flashbacks to the women who are there and sort of tell their story. And there are a couple times where I'm like, really? Like, what, does no one deserve to be in prison? All of these people have like these really, sympathetic stories. And that's not always true. Like eventually,
I mean, some of them are like, you get
out.
They should be in prison.
Yeah,
but the majority of them, they make them, I think, a bit too likable in some cases. So.
Right. I agree. And then, oh man, Taryn Manning is in this show doing like an even more messed up version of her character from Hustle and Flow. And at first, don't like her much at all. By season 3, she's maybe the most lovable character. Piper Chapman is like the least interesting person to me.
I mean,
by
like
the third
everyone's
season.
always said, like as each season comes out, you care less and less about Piper.
Yeah, like it turns into more of a comedy where she's involved, especially because a lot of the plot lines with her, when they tie a knot in one of her plot lines, they don't start a new one. And so by season 3, I don't even know what she's doing in the show. Which is bizarre.
It started out like about it was her show. And then by the time you finish season 3, it's more of an ensemble than anything else. So.
And by the end of that season, I really like the ensemble. Like they
do a good job. I mean, we were saying like to make him too likable, but at the same time,
making me like them makes me like the show. Like,
you want.
There's a lot of women in this prison that I'm really rooting for. Kate Milgrew, who played Captain Janeway, plays Red. Who early on, Red is like this almost over the top sort of cliche Russian woman.
Like a stereotype or whatever.
Throughout the seasons, you learn
drink a lot of vodka.
No, she doesn't drink a lot.
Russians don't drink vodka. That's stereotype to me.
Well, yeah.
I think in her flashback episode I guarantee you in her flashback episode they do.
She eats all the potatoes.
Is her boyfriend named Yuri? Because that'd be awesome.
Her husband's name might be Yuri. Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them. So.
Right, yeah. And her story is kind of interesting because I think they never explicitly say it, but I think that she's in prison because they found dead bodies in her freezer that weren't hers. Which is a pretty good one. But her story is just fantastic, and I love that character so much. Like, she ends up being one of the people I'm rooting for the most.
It's interesting how, if you look at, the first season, the first couple episodes, and then the last couple episodes, it's, the people that you really hate are the ones you ended up liking, and the ones that you love in the first episodes, you kind of realize how fucked up they are.
Right,
absolutely. I can't remember what her name, the Brooklyn accent girl who has, she's the one who's, the driver.
Oh, yes.
Because, she was so likable, and then you find out.
Yeah, she seems so balanced, and then she just goes off the rails. Yeah.
Fucked up characters.
It's a great show. I mean, it
sounds like a lesbian show to me.
I was going to say, no, it's chock full of nudity left and right.
Yeah, okay, I'll see it. Watch it.
Oh, yeah. It's good. I think it's worth watching. I enjoyed my time with it. Though it is really hard to watch because I feel so defeated.
Yeah.
Because every episode is at least an hour long.
Yeah.
And so
some of them
you
get to
watch
be like
it,
an hour and a half.
Yeah, you watch it for an hour and for 3 hours, and you're like, wait, I only finished a third of a season. Like, what the hell? Oh man, I mean, it took me over a week to watch the show, and I didn't have a job.
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible? Anyway,
I watched Daredevil and that's an hour long. Yeah. I did that in a day.
Yeah, right.
I think
anyway.
It's definitely in like the top 5 Netflix shows for me.
So. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So. It's impressive that like that channel has, or that thing
brand, I guess,
has so much good content though.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that's what they're definitely striving.
Well, they're raising the prices again, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. They can. I don't care.
We'll still pay for it. So
no.
I know. I don't. Is it so? I don't even notice. Like,
I don't either.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I get that taken out every month. Meh.
Yeah, right. Like I would. The thing is, their original content is still, even at the price point it's at now, their original content is still icing on the cake.
I mean, the ridiculous 6.
Yeah, not.
Well, they just
not
released the trailer
ridiculous.
for the new one that he's doing. So
yeah,
the do-over.
Yeah, I remember watching that trailer and actually thinking it looked better than the ridiculous 6.
Well, to be fair, the trailer for that one is like I think 30 seconds long. So.
Oh, okay, all right, maybe.
I mean, like, it also helps that, like, Netflix, they put, like, new content out almost every week now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt came out this week, and I've been watching through that.
I remember, like, November, it was literally every week. Like, it was, like, you got, like, Mr. Show, then Jessica Jones.
Oh,
then there was, like, a third one that came out, too. So.
Yeah, that's right. That was good. That was a good time. Cool. Anyway, that's what I watched.
This week on Real Nerds Podcast, we went and saw The Jungle Book. James, should people see The Jungle Book?
Yeah, absolutely. I really love this movie. I haven't seen the animated version in a long time, but as it started, I was just like, watching through it, I was like, oh yeah, this story is amazing. Shere Khan is fantastic. It was a really great adventure. I definitely think people should check it out. And I do want to say before, we always talk spoilers, like after we play the trailer. There are a lot of people who are going to be like, oh, I know the story of Jungle Book. We are going to talk about something in this movie, though, that you may or may not know is coming. So be aware that there are actually going to be spoilers that we're going to talk about. So,
yep.
Definitely see the movie.
Yeah, I think you should see it. I mean, I was very skeptical about this film. I went in with kind of low expectations. Between this and Cinderella, I'm pretty on board for whatever live action stuff they want to make next. So,
yeah.
Brad,
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Oh,
oh man.
Oh yeah, no. This
movie Brian, you're now obligated to say that people shouldn't see it. So, just to give it balance.
This movie is pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
The little boy who plays Mowgli is really great.
Yeah. So lovable.
The special effects in it blow your mind.
Yeah.
The movie's fun. Here's a trailer for The Jungle Book.
Yeah.
If you can't learn to run with the pack, one of these days you'll be someone's dinner.
I can't help but notice there's this strange odor today. Man is forbidden!
Run, Mowgli! Is no longer safe for you.
But this is my home.
Only man can protect you now.
Poor, sweet little cub. What are you doing so deep in the jungle?
You are a man cub who wants to live in a jungle.
How do you know that?
Kid, I got ears. My ears got ears. Only I can protect you.
Forget about your worries and your strife.
What's that?
That's a song about the good life.
He will stop at nothing until he has this boy.
If anything happens to that kid, I'll never forgive myself.
Mowgli. Let's be on our way.
But I'm helping Baloo get ready for hibernation.
Bears don't hibernate in a jungle.
Not full hibernation, but I nap a lot.
So the basic story is the same. As Mowgli is raised by wolves, and eventually he gets too old, or he gets I don't know what the word is, but
he gets old enough, and Shere Khan knows he's there.
Yeah,
and Shere Khan's a dick.
Yeah, dude, Idris Elba is awesome in this movie.
I forgot what an amazing villain he is.
Oh, yeah.
Because I really haven't seen the animated version in a long time, and watching this one, like,
he's a little more evil in this one for sure.
Yeah. But just the fact that, like, for a kid's villain, it's not just, he's not the evil witch who's like, oh, you're pretty and I'm gonna kill you. Like, no, he actually, like, hates who you are and what you represent, and he knows what you represent more than you do.
Yeah.
Like, as a villain, that is such an amazing
well, what they do too
story
is they build on the story where when there's a drought, they all go to this watering hole where peace is there, so everybody can enjoy it.
Right.
And that's when you first meet Shere Khan. Yeah. And he's talking about
what an awesome scene too.
Oh yeah, he's smelling. Oh, he smells Mowgli, and he's like prowling, and he said that when the waters return, I'm going to come back and I'm going to kill that boy. Is basically what he says.
Yeah.
And so passage of time, the water comes back, and the wolves say, Mowgli, what should we do with him? And Mowgli volunteers, says, I'll go back. I don't want anybody to die.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, thanks, Mowgli. And they have Bagheera, who's Ben Kingsley, who's great in it, take him back. But what's badass is Shere Khan shows up, and he sits down. And what's the name of the Akita?
Yeah, I think it's Akita.
Like the leader of the wolves, and they have like this really cool, like they look like animals, like so perfectly. And it's like,
and they're having this conversation, not looking at each other.
Yeah.
It's so badass.
I guess we have nothing to talk about. And then Shere Khan like bites him in the head and throws him off the cliff. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And he talks about that. I'm waiting here until he comes back.
Yeah.
Oh, Idris Elba, he's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the rest of the movie, it follows pretty closely the cartoon, but they turn it a little bit. I mean, there's little things in it that I think actually it's cool that they only did 2 songs, and I think the 2 songs that they had to have.
Absolutely. And I think the way they build the songs in is really good, right? It feels very naturalistic, so, I mean, Bare Necessities is there because it's like, oh, he's a bear and he sings a song, and then they sing the song together, and it's playful and wonderful, and it's just built in really well. The Louie one, though, is awesome.
Well, the thing...
and he does it, at first... It seemed weird, like, really, you're gonna have Christopher Walken do this song? And it's because at first he's not even really singing it. Like, as he starts wandering into the song, it's like he's just reading it like poetry, and you're like, this is so cool.
And that scene's incredible too, because
such a villain, man.
What they, I think a lot of people forget, because King Louie on Tailspin and things like that, is everyone thinks he's kind of like this lovable ape, and he's not. And even in the original movie, he's not a nice guy.
No.
And in this one, they, instead of making him an orangutan, they make him some giant King Kong style monkey.
Yeah.
And
Gigantopithecus.
Yeah, and it's pretty awesome.
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah.
Just that whole scene, and it's interesting too, because he's the king because the rest of the monkeys can't communicate.
Right.
But King Louie can communicate.
Right.
And all he wants is fire, because they realize how dangerous it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they mention that a few times. Bill Murray as Baloo is really good. Lovable.
Yeah, I mean the whole honey sequence is pretty fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Like him and the other animals as the other animals show up. Oh, we found another one. Oh, really? What was It's so good.
Even when Scarlett Johansson as Kaa, I'm like, should I be attracted to her? Because she sounds like so sexy.
Yeah.
But that scene's really well done too.
Yeah.
And it's shot beautifully. Favreau does a great job silhouetting Mowgli a lot of times with the jungle in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And I like too that in the Disney version, Mowgli decides to go to the man village because he sees a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, he decides to go to the man village because he wants to kill Shere Khan. I'm like, nice.
Yeah. It's weird because that's the thing that I sort of alluded to, where the movie ended and I sort of I leaned back in my chair and was like, wait, am I okay with this? And I'm still not entirely sure. Like leaving him in the jungle, it's weird because there's a lot of layers to this, right? So on one hand, if you told the story where he still ends up having to go back to mankind, well, 3 weeks ago I went and saw Zootopia, and that can't be the story you tell. It can't be that he's a boy, a man cub, so he has to go live with the humans. But I also love the melancholy ending of the original where he's like where Baloo and Bagheera have to let him go, and he realizes that that's what he has to do in order to grow up and to become the person he's supposed to be. Like that ending to me is so beautiful.
Yeah.
But then to not have it here where everything's sort of happy, I was like, oh wait, but that's not my junk, you know?
Yeah.
It's really, and I see it both ways because I think the story they tell, that's the ending.
Yeah, I agree.
That's where it's supposed to end. And I'm sure this conversation is a conversation that they had in the writer's room who knows how many times.
Yeah.
Because that's not a little change. It's
a big one.
That's a big big difference, right? To not have that. But it also, if you were going to make a sequel, it's a really good way to make a sequel.
Greenlit.
Yeah, and they should.
They should.
Yeah, I would love to see
it made
that.
$100 million this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the movie is spectacular because you're trying to sell me on talking animals that look like real animals, and it worked.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was my biggest skepticism of the film. Was like, there's no way that's going to work out, and I think they did pretty well.
I mean, you still know when stuff is CG, but the difference is you get emotion out of the characters. You get what's going on under the surface, even when they're not talking, which is what you needed to have.
I think it's the actors that do it too, because
absolutely.
Lupita, what's her last name?
Nyong'o.
Yeah, as the mother wolf is amazing.
Yeah,
they have that scene where she says, "You'll always be my son." Is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And then it's sold on a little boy who's probably acting against a green screen the whole time.
Yeah.
He's
Are you
so
kidding
good.
me? My favorite moment with him, and actually when I was on board with him, I mean he's pretty cute throughout it.
Yeah.
But there's a part where Bagheera is taking him back, and they're in the prairie lands. He's like, "Wait a minute, you told me to stay here," and then he's like.
But this is the jungle. You said you were taking me back, but you found me in the jungle, so you can't be taking me back. You're taking me somewhere. Like he hits the comedy there just right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm very hard on child actors.
Oh yeah.
I'm the person that told Jacob Tremblay to go fuck himself on this podcast a couple episodes ago. I thought this kid was really good.
Oh yeah.
I think Jon Favreau is a great director for actors specifically. I think he can do everything else really good too, but I think he really knows actors really well.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Because, again, I think it's so impressive because this kid is probably acting against tennis balls.
Yeah.
Or, maybe they have the actors doing motion capture, but.
Yeah. I don't think that, I think it was one of those things I think I read somewhere that was it was Jon Favreau talking to him the entire time on the green screen sets.
Yeah, that's.
But
really
the fact that he was
impressive.
able to distinguish, he can, I think he said Jon Favreau played every single character.
Wow.
And I thought that, even with that's impressive that kid can distinguish the tone for each person. So.
Because even the part where he stands up to Shere Khan at the end is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. It's weird because that action scene with the fire is really good. I guess I need to go watch The Jungle Book again because of course changing it doesn't make it any different. But I was expecting the firefight in the tall grass, right? Yeah. And I remember how beautiful that was. That when it didn't happen, I was slightly disappointed. But what I got was awesome, right?
We also didn't get the vultures as the Beatles.
True.
Oh, right.
They were straight up vultures.
Yeah. Yeah.
There goes Mowgli.
Thanks for the hugs.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
no, it's a fantastic
pretty great.
film.
Yeah.
Like Henry said, last year when you told me that Cinderella was good, I'm like, whatever. And then I got it on Blu-ray. I think on Black Friday because it was one of those sales.
Yeah.
And I watched. It's like, oh,
yeah.
All Cinderella wants is to be loved, and her dad died. And Kate Blanchett is beautiful in this film, but she's also a bitch.
It's funny because, like I said, I haven't seen the animated one in a long time. But as soon as it started, and they used the exact same music from the opening sequence, it's not really anywhere else in the movie. But it's that cool jungly kind of music.
Yeah.
I was like, oh right, I forgot Jungle Book is amazing.
Yeah. Well, they changed the Disney logo and everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's pretty great.
That's the thing. I was taken off kilter there because I was just nerding out over like, oh, I really like the style of the castle there and the way they did the firework. That looks really pretty. It's like a painting. That's cool. And then the music started. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's a really well done
I'm
film.
in for something. Yeah.
I mean, the thing they have is, though, I mean, Kenneth Branagh did Cinderella, then they have Jean Favreau do Jungle Book.
Yeah.
So are they going to have the Russo brothers or Joss Whedon do the next ones? Like they're just going and getting all the Marvel directors.
Even Maleficent did really well, but the reason it's not quite as good is the director.
Yeah.
Because I mean that project had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So what's their next live action one? I don't even know.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
that's right.
Who's supposed to be directing that one?
I don't remember.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Emma Watson Bell?
Yeah, Emma Watson. That's what worries me because
Nah, she's good.
No.
I think
that
she's
sounds
good in Harry Potter. Everything else I've seen her in, I've been very disappointed by her in. So
I think. Well, I mean, I think she's done a lot of like, I'm coming of age. These are like the plot of the movie itself is what actually puts me off from her character.
Someone,
like
I
the
think,
bling-ring.
what's his name, who was in The Guest and was in Downton Abbey.
Dan Stevens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think he's gonna play
the Prince.
That'd be good.
The Prince. I think
Oh,
so.
and then they just do a big CG beast.
Yeah,
I'm down.
I'll be honest. I would kind of like a partially
Animatronic one.
yeah, like a partially like have a dude in
If
a
they
suit
pull that off, dude,
and
that
then
movie's
mix
gonna
it with
be
CG.
huge.
Yeah,
That movie is gonna be huge.
man.
Is Beauty and the Beast one of the most beloved Disney movies of all time?
I'd say so. Yeah.
It's. I mean, it.
Yeah.
The director of it.
There was a
is
period
to-
of time where it was my favorite.
The director of it did Kingsley, Dreamgirls, Gods and Monsters.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So-
good. Dreamgirls.
Let's see.
Yeah, Bill Condon.
Yeah, Dan Stevens is playing the Beast.
Oh, he also did
See,
Twilight.
That sounds great. Oh,
Oh.
that's right. Yeah, he did Breaking Dawn Part 2. What a dog shit movie this is going to be. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe the Beast will look like Wolf Boy. The Beast will find
Thanks.
will find Belle out in the woods and be like, I need to show you something. Just start taking his clothes off.
This one has a good cast too. Owen McGregor plays Lumiere. Luke Evans plays Gaston. Stanley Tucci is in it. Ian McKellen.
All right. I'm
That's
down. Yeah.
No one's tough like Gaston.
Oh, he directed Mr. Holmes. All right. He won me back. Bill Condon, good on you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if someone offered me lots of money to direct a movie I knew was a piece of shit, I'd still do it.
Oh, yeah. No.
I mean,
shoot, I paid money to go see those Twilight movies, so you know, between the two of us, I'm the bigger dum dum.
It has two writers. One did Perks of Being a Wallflower. The other one did Hercules with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
No.
So.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
That's exactly the kind of mix that I want.
You got the coming of age teenage drama, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah,
and action.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe that one dude for Hercules just wrote the fight with Gaston and the Beast.
Yeah. Hopefully Gaston throws a horse at him. So.
Oh, dude! Maybe the Beast throws a horse at him.
I'd be okay with that.
That'd be awesome.
That
Yeah.
would be sweet.
Because doesn't the Beast like kill the horse at the beginning of that movie?
Maybe. I don't know. I've not seen Beauty and the Beast in a long time.
I remember. I don't think he does.
Whatever. Anyway.
Hope they do the brutal death of Gaston in this one.
Oh.
Throws him on
Hey,
top of
Kellen,
him.
no, bud.
But Dad, I want to break everything. But yeah, Beauty and the Beast is just fantastic. Or not Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book that we
And then
saw
after
this week
that, I
is
think
really
they're
great.
doing Little Mermaid. So I think that's the next one they're doing.
Oh.
So.
Weird.
Because that was the one that cast Chloe Moretz
I guess
as Ariel.
I didn't realize that this was maybe
Well,
that,
they're making
maybe
two
that'll be good.
Little Mermaid films.
course
She was
they
in one of them. I can't remember what the other one was.
So-
Because one of them is a Universal film, which is the adaptation of the original story. And I think Disney's doing...
that sounds more like something with Chloe Moretz in it.
No, I don't think Chloe Moretz is in that one, though.
Oh, okay.
Did you see the Red Band trailer for Neighbors 2? It looks really funny.
Oh yeah,
I'm
no,
excited for it.
I liked Neighbors. I want to see Neighbors too. I guess I didn't realize that this whole thing was like a thing though, where they were going to go make live action versions of everything.
Yeah.
I think Cinderella was like their first one. Like, first real attempt, anyway. So.
Yeah.
And they're like, we can make money on this. And so they did it. So
When are they going to adapt 101 Dalmatians?
hopefully
They
soon.
did.
They already did
with
that.
Glenn Close.
Yeah.
So Cinderella's not the first.
Hugh
you're
Laurie.
being a dick. I gotcha. Next week we're seeing Huntsman, the Winner's War,
That's-
Winner's Tale, Winner's.
Oh.
That's too bad.
Did any of you guys see the pre-screening?
I hope it's good.
No, you guys don't see it because I downloaded the pre-screening of it, and they had like Chris Hemsworth doing a Q&A afterwards.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I didn't get tickets because I was out of town. So
Yeah, I mean, I hope that movie's good. I don't know. I loved the visuals of the last movie.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but it's not Rupert. What's his face?
No, it's
the director. I think it's like one of his first films. If it's not his first, it's the
I think he
second
was a co-director on the first one.
He was the
okay.
visual effects guy in the first.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
He's a huge visual effects guy. I looked him up the other day.
Well, and the visual effects were what was awesome about the last movie.
Yeah,
so all right.
But so, I mean, unfortunately, Kristen Stewart's not in this one, so we're gonna have to see. But
Oh man. So
real bummer that she's not returning. So
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they replaced her with
it's actually
like 3 of my favorite female actresses is,
it's funny. They
really a shame.
I was reading a review of it, and they said that Snow White's in it, but you only see the back of her head.
Ball.
So someone plays Kristen Stewart playing Snow White in it.
I don't think that'll be hard.
Yep, you just see the back of her head.
It's just a wooden plank.
Yeah.
Can you
In a dress.
Can you tell from the back of her head that she's also not happy? Man, that lady should smile more.
Yep. But Emily Blunt's in it. I love her.
I know, right? Emily Blunt and Jessica Chastain.
Yeah.
How do you not go see that movie? And they're both
Charlize
kicking
Theron,
ass all day. Like,
right?
I want that movie to be badass.
I mean, Charlize Theron in the first one's really good.
Oh yeah, she's great. Hangs out in all that milk.
Milk.
Naked milk baths. Yeah.
I drink the milk out of her naked
Whoa.
Okay.
My new short's out. If anyone wants to watch it, so
Yeah. No, I saw your short.
go watch my short, please.
Yeah, that's cool.
Or don't. I don't care.
Well, why don't we tell us what the name of it is?
Oh
Where to
right,
find it?
it's Neat, spelled Neet. Just look it up. That.
What does NEAT stand for?
Hi. It stands for not in education, employment, or training.
Right. That's right. Okay.
Yep.
Can you say that again? Because I didn't hear it.
Yeah. It stands for not for in training. No, not in employment, education, or training.
Yeah.
Not in employment, education, or training.
Brad,
Okay.
you're the worst multitasker ever.
So
No, he can even recite it.
Yeah, I mean,
2 tries. He made it.
He also has kept. What are you sneaking around for?
Because he likes to party.
Come here, buddy.
But yeah, it's a mockumentary about. It's kind of. I used it as a way to deal with like my struggles taking a gap year, so it's about that. So, and then there's sci-fi elements of it as well. So,
And where can they watch it?
you can watch it on my YouTube channel, Creative Hell Entertainment. It's also on my Facebook. You can. I don't think I block anyone on my Facebook, so you can probably find it even if you're not friends with me. Hi. And so yeah, that's out. And then also, if you're curious about my feature, we have one more film festival to deal with, and then it'll probably be out late June.
Cool.
So,
Yep. And I'm the star of that, so make sure you check it out.
Cool.
Pivotal role.
The pivotal role of 3 lines.
Yes.
Henry, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, it was fun.
Till next week. Bye.
Bye.
Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find them on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.